What's going on YouTube? Daily Art here with another boxing video. Alright, big news in the boxing world is that Floyd Mayweather inks a new pay-per-view deal. Now, when it comes to Mayweather, we already know that he is supposed to be the #1 guy for HBO. But apparently this new deal that Mayweather signed is for him to be shown on pay-per-view exclusively on Showtime. Now, you already know, we've already seen plenty of Showtime pay-per-views in the past, and with Manny Pacquiao versus Shane Mosley and the likes. But supposedly, according to Dan Rafael, that this deal is a huge deal and will do a lot of business for the sport of boxing and CBS. According to Dan Rafael, Floyd is ecstatic about this deal. He said Floyd has signed a record-breaking deal with Showtime pay-per-view, CBS, and Floyd is ecstatic. Leonard Ellerbe, one of Mayweather's top advisors, told ESPN.com this historic deal reflects a global superstar who is head and shoulders above his peers. HBO, they made a great offer, but Showtime pay-per-view CBS offer was substantially greater in every facet from top to bottom. So what does this tell you? This tells you that Showtime, coupled with the parent company CBS, outbid HBO. When it comes to Mayweather, we always figure that, okay, Mayweather would be HBO, Manny Pacquiao would shuffle between Showtime and HBO, or the so-called top rank exclusive pay-per-view that Bob Arum was trying to create, where he would be his own pay-per-view entity and he wouldn't need the likes of HBO or Showtime or any other, backing to help him, build up this pay-per-view. I think it was gonna be like him and like 50 Cent were gonna do something. I don't know, but that was thrown out. I haven't heard about anything about that for a minute. But when you look into the CBS deal that they have, you're talking about CW, the channel. You're talking about just CBS and every other small brother and sister channel that they own. You have Paramount. Now we're talking now every movie that Paramount puts out in theaters, whether it be in Regal Theaters or United Artists, it is potential that they could possibly put Mayweather, vignettes or commercials while you're watching your movie. I mean, we've seen this before with UFC and boxing, obviously. Mayweather has been a part of the theater troupe, as I like to call it, when he fought Marquez. That fight was put in theaters. But we're saying commercializing Mayweather here. We're talking about mainstreaming Mayweather's name. I mean, this is fantastic. I mean, this deal alone could potentially put Mayweather over Pacquiao in terms of global recognition. And according to the article that I'm reading to you guys, that the deal is so tight-lipped that it must supersede just about every deal Mayweather every deal that has been proposed to Mayweather, including a Mayweather Pacquiao deal. So we're talking about maybe we're looking upwards into maybe in the ranges of 40 mil to 50 mil for this deal. But that's not all. I've not even gone into the details of the actual deal yet. Other than that isn't monetary. It was a very detailed process, Espinoza told ESPN.com. We put forth a very aggressive offer, and I know Floyd spent a lot of time with his advisor Al Heyman poring over the details. Ultimately, I was able to bring a lot of the Showtime and CBS assets to the table. With so many of our platforms stepping forward to support it, this was a deal we couldn't refuse. It also mentions that the fight will be heavily promoted on various CBS outlets, including the NCAA tournament and the Final Four. This is great. But the only problem with this deal that really has me worried is that Floyd signed a 6-fight, 30-month deal. Break out your calculators, all right? Mayweather fights on average once a year. And we're talking about 6 fights. Assuming he fights once a year now. He could fight once or twice a year. I think this year he's trying to set up 2 fights. One against Guerrero in May 4th, and the other against Canelo Alvarez in September. Oh yeah, and by the way, as I said before, my old Mayweather versus Guerrero video, I was right, obviously. Anyone who knows the sport of boxing, anyone who understands the business and how Mayweather does business, if he alludes to a certain 1 or 2 boxers, obviously the one who has a strap or the one who brings more money to the table than the others, the one is going to be chosen to fight, and it was Guerrero, as all of us pretty much, guessed. Where was it at that they brought out the deal they were talking about? Well, then also another thing is that Canelo Alvarez will also be on the undercard against Austin Trout. They're saying that they're trying to iron out the details, for the unification fight with Austin Trout, but more than likely it'll happen. They said they're trying to scout other, options for Canelo, but the only other logical option for Canelo Alvarez would be Sergio Martinez, and we know that's not going to happen. So obviously the Austin Trout bout has to go on, which would be the most logical bout in my opinion. But in terms of HBO, they said that I'm quoting this now. So bottom line is HBO was outgunned. They came to a gunfight with a knife. At the end of the day, it's business. Floyd has a fantastic relationship over the last 16 years with HBO, but he's moving on. He's made the decision based on what was best for him and his family. Showtime CBS really stepped up and made it crystal clear that they wanted Floyd Mayweather. This is a tremendous platform, and Floyd's looking forward to putting his talents in front of a much larger worldwide audience. See, we know CBS is everywhere in the world. It is also quite possible that the channels overseas and internationally who do get CBS, they may even be able to see it like on their television station, because it has been known that various UFC bouts, like that ones that take place in the UK and in Japan, they were able to watch that on their on television without having to actually purchase it on pay-per-view, and they were able to watch it on the internet, which is pretty bizarre. And we know how Dana White dislikes the internet, so where is this? Where is it? Oh man, I can't find it. But basically, in a nutshell, as I said, this is going to be a 6-fight, 30-month deal, where Mayweather is going to fight 6 bouts, and we already know that he's going up in age. So if you want to break it down, that Mayweather fights once a year, or he's going to make it twice a year, 2, 4, 6. That's 3 years, 2 fights per year. But depending on the outcome of his fights, it's going to be, and taking into account his age, hopefully he doesn't get into too many grueling bouts to where he's going to take him longer to heal, he'll start aching, and I honestly don't believe Floyd will stay undefeated if he continues a 6-bout with Showtime. I don't think he'll stay undefeated. I mean, I want him to stay undefeated, but I just don't think it'll happen. I mean, Mayweather is great, but he's not invincible, Father Time will always beat your ass. God damn it, I can't find the quote. What the hell? Here it is. It says, Mayweather, 43-0, 26 KOs, the 5-division champion who turns 36 on Sunday, signed a 6-fight, 30-month deal with Showtime CBS, effectively ending his career at HBO. Damn. But Mayweather is not just going to Showtime pay-per-view for one fight, like Manny Pacquiao did when top-ranked promoter Bob Arum took him from HBO to Showtime to face Shane Mosley in 2011. Arum ultimately brought Pacquiao back. Okay, I already read that. Never mind. But yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell. You can pretty much count on 2 hands that obviously you only have 2 hands, right? Unless you want to break your toes out. The Mayweather's going to be fighting, Guerrero, possibly Devon Alexander. Then you have 4 more fights. And who knows who they'll be. I hope they're not rematches. You know, I don't think one of them will be Pacquiao. One of them will be Canelo for sure. So that's 3. Then we have 3 more bouts, unknown bouts here. You know, so hope one of them could be Amir Khan. You know, the other could be Timothy Bradley. You know, assuming he doesn't stay with Top Rank. You know, perhaps a Victor Ortiz rematch. I'm just kind of just blowing smoke. You know what I'm saying? I have really no, you know, insight about the future when it comes to Mayweather's bouts. It could be anyone. He could clone himself and have a Mayweather versus Mayweather fight. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But I figured I would just break this to y'all's attention if you guys already know. Mayweather 6-fight deal, Showtime, CBS, 30 months. It's going to be a long, nervous bout starting May 4th. So we'll see what happens. But until then, leave your comments, subscribe, like, everything like that. You know what I'm saying? But I hear what you guys have to say. I'm out of here. Peace.